This is the Quarantine Report. I'm Amy Goodman. As we turn now to look at how President Trump's threatened a military response to nationwide protests and how police are already using military-grade weapons against demonstrators. In a minute, we'll speak with the author of Badges Without Borders, How Global Counterinsurgency Transformed American Policing. But first, we're joined by Chris Frierson, an African-American documentary filmmaker, cameraman, who is filming a Black Lives Matter protest Saturday in Brooklyn, New York, when police moved in on demonstrators, and as he filmed, police pepper sprayed him directly in the face and lens. Chris kept filming as he struggled to the sidewalk, crying in agony from the pain. Within seconds, someone took his arm and guided him to volunteer medics who came to his aid. Yes, he filmed what happened to him, shared it with us. This is a clip. Listen closely.
I'm just gonna keep doing this? Like 2 hours. I know, it sucks. Nothing else. I know, it sucks. I gotta get in there, though.
Yeah, that's fine, man. I got it.
Did they get you opening in the eyes? Anywhere else?
Everywhere, my face.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
So this is gonna help balance the pH and stop the stinging, all right?
Okay.
Don't try not to.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have tissues? Anyone have tissues?
Anyone have tissues?
Tom,
Yo, I'm here.
take a picture of this.
Okay.
We're rolling.
Here. Here's a little toilet paper. What I want you to do is blow your nose. Oh,
Okay.
perfect. This is better.
Just open it up. Open it up. It's gonna be.
Oh, my
Perfect.
God.
Okay, because you're gonna want to get it out of your nose. Ready? 1, 2, 3, blow.
There you go.
Good. Perfect. We got saline. Saline's better for the eyes.
Water's better than milk, right?
Okay, ready?
So yeah, back.
Okay, keep going. Ready? We're gonna do it again.
Okay.
Remember, it's temporary. It's not gonna be like this. It's not gonna hurt you in a permanent way, but it sucks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I got you.
No justice, no peace. These rates, no league.
They got me right in the face, like I saw it happening.
That's Chris Frierson, Peabody Award-winning documentary filmmaker, cameraman, filming a Black Lives Matter protest Saturday in Brooklyn for the award-winning documentary filmmaker Eugene Jarecki when police moved in on demonstrators. And as he filmed, they pepper sprayed him in the face and lens. Within seconds, he filmed himself getting help from volunteer medics. Chris, it's nice to see you sitting up and that your eyes aren't closed. Talk about exactly what happened. Why did the police move in on you as you were directly filming?
What happened was it was a fairly peaceful protest. Nothing was going on. And as we moved through Brooklyn and the cops started surrounding us, and at the drop of a hat, there was one woman in the crowd who I filmed who kind of ran in, threw a water bottle, and I turn around, and as soon as I turn around, there's a phalanx of police officers that just start running. They just start running towards a peaceful crowd and start spraying things. And I just saw this liquid flying at me, and it was too quick for me to even understand what was happening, but I was sort of, as you can see, I was incapacitated from that point on.
So, Chris, it's always described as this non-lethal way of crowd control. Describe what it feels like to be pepper sprayed in the face.
It's the second most painful experience I've ever had in my entire life. It is. You just don't know what's going on, and I think that it's more than the pain. It's just not knowing what's happening all of a sudden, because you're robbed of your sight, you're robbed of your senses, and you have no clear idea what's happening. And luckily enough, as you see in that video, people came to my aid immediately, and if not for that, I don't know what I would have done.
I mean, it was amazing to see them, these grassroots medics on the ground. Explain
Right.
what they were spraying into your face. They knew exactly what to do. They had their equipment right on them, and they, too, of course, can be
Right.
pepper sprayed.
Within seconds, they pulled me aside. I'm over on the curb and not in the street anymore. Saline solution in water, and it was more their words than, I mean, this sounds whatever, but it was their words that were just as helpful as the water and the milk that was like poured in my eyes. It was them just reassuring me that you can hear it, that it's temporary, you're going to be fine, and everything's going to be okay. And that's sort of the power of what a lot of people in these protests, I think, that's the beauty in the spirit of these. It's people trying to help each other.
This wasn't generalized, the attack on you. I mean, the police shot you point-blank range. You're a black man covering a Black Lives Matter protest. You have a major camera right there, and they just take you out with that pepper spray. This also in the midst of the pandemic, where African-American men are the most at risk of this respiratory attack on the system, right, COVID-19.
Right. I mean, I feel like I personally cannot say that they got me because of the color of my skin. I do know that that probably did not help. But what I saw when I saw those cops running towards me was I saw a weird fear in their eyes, even though there was nothing to be afraid of on their side, from my opinion. There was nothing really going on. And so I kind of, you know, when I sort of internalized it, I'm not mad at that guy who did that. I just am not. I see him as someone who's a product of a systematic failure in a system and policing. And I think that that's the main thing that needs to be addressed. Like, I honestly am not mad at that guy. That's what he's trained to do.
And Chris, as we wrap up,
that's unfortunate.
You are right back out on the streets filming?
Yeah, I was out last night, peaceful until it wasn't, and the day before the same. But again, that goes back to the systematic failures of what the New York City police is, and I think cities across the country. These guys are workers, and these guys are largely being told to do things that are not appropriate.
Chris Ryerson, I want to thank you for joining us, and thank goodness that you're okay right now. Astounding that you're right out on the streets after being pepper sprayed directly in the face by police. Documentary filmmaker and cameraman.